All right, let's dive into something pretty incredible today. What if I told you the secret to living a much longer, much healthier life isn't just about some futuristic pill? What if it's actually a team up between the most advanced technology we've ever created and the oldest wisdom we have? Let's get into it. So, let me just ask you this right off the bat. Could you live a healthy, vibrant life all the way to 120? And I don't just mean making it to that age. I mean feeling great, having energy, really living. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, maybe not for much longer. Okay, this slide right here, this distinction is absolutely everything. You see, lifespan is just the number, the total count of years. But health span? Oh, that's the holy grail. That's the number of years you're actually healthy and enjoying life. Everything we're talking about today is aimed at stretching that health span. It's about adding life to your years, not just years to your life. So how in the world do we actually get there? Well, the blueprint we're going to unpack is built on this really fascinating and, you might say, unlikely partnership. It brings together two incredibly powerful forces that you'd think are total opposites, but they actually work together perfectly. So, pillar number one is all about cutting-edge tech. We are talking about artificial intelligence, but look, don't picture some cold, sterile robot here. Instead, think of AI as your own personal health co-pilot, helping you navigate the unbelievably complex map of your own body. I really love this way of thinking about it. A detective's job is to gather all the clues, see the hidden patterns that nobody else can spot, and crack the case, right? Well, that's exactly what AI does for your health. It just sifts through these mountains of your personal data to find the exact clues your body is giving off, all to figure out what you need to not just get by, but to really thrive. And all of this is fueling a massive revolution. It's called personalized medicine. For most of history, medicine has been a one-size-fits-all game, based on what works for the average person. But AI lets us finally flip that script and focus on what works specifically and precisely for you. It is a complete game changer. So how does it actually pull this off? Well, you can think of it in 3 steps. First, it just soaks up all your data. We're talking everything from your genetic code to the constant stream of info from your fitness tracker to your medical records. Then, step 2, it analyzes all that data to find patterns and predict future health risks, sometimes years before a doctor ever would. And then, the 3rd step, and this is the magic, it actually creates customized actionable plans, diet, exercise, supplements that are built from the ground up just for you. But here's the thing. Technology is only half of the story. To really see how this all comes together, we have to look at the second pillar. And this one, well, it's not new at all. In fact, it's about as old as it gets. We're talking about the timeless, foundational principles of what it means to be a healthy human. It's pretty wild that someone like Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors ever, understood this over 100 years ago. He knew that the real future of health wasn't just about creating new drugs, but about truly understanding and mastering the fundamentals of how our bodies work. And these fundamentals, they're not going to shock you, are they? Having strong connections with other people, waking up with a sense of purpose, eating real, whole foods, moving your body consistently, and finding ways to manage stress. I mean, these aren't just trendy fads. This is the bedrock of a long, healthy life, and we've seen it proven in every long-lived culture around the world. And this is where it all comes together. This is where the magic really happens, where these 2 pillars, tech and tradition, stop being separate things and fuse into one incredibly powerful strategy. The most important thing to get is that this is not a competition between the future and the past. It is a synergy. AI doesn't throw out ancient wisdom, it proves it with hard data, and then it fine-tunes it for you, the individual. Each one of these pillars makes the other one so much more powerful. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. Take the ancient idea to know thyself. Great advice, but today we're drowning in information. AI cuts through that noise by decoding your actual genome to give you real self-knowledge. Or how about eat natural foods? Sounds simple, but the advice out there is so confusing. Well, AI can analyze your unique gut microbiome to tell you exactly which foods are going to make your body work best. See? It's the perfect fusion. So when you put it all together, what you get is a practical blueprint for your own life. This isn't some far-off theoretical concept anymore. This is quickly becoming a reality you can actually use. Remember this number we started with, 120? At the beginning, it might have sounded kind of crazy. But when you combine the laser precision of AI with the time-tested power of these ancient health principles, well, that aspirational number starts to feel a little more real, doesn't it? And in the end, it all comes back to this. This is the whole point. This is the heart of the entire idea. The technology, the wisdom, it's all pointing to one thing: boosting our health span, so that every single year we have is a year full of energy, passion, and meaning. So, I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Just for a second, forget about the how and think about the why. If you were given 30 extra years of peak health, what would you do with them? What would you build? What skill would you finally master? What would you go out and experience? That, right there, is the true promise of all of this. Thanks for tuning in.